It's you and me. It's my voice talking cheap on the telephone. It's where I've been. It's the proof that I waited to say I'm wrong. Stuck inside my head that November. You know I never been the type to get up and surrender. That's how I feel. I don't ask, you don't tell, find a way to deal. Standing in the sun, mid-December, listening to the songs that I know you love. Take me back in time, when we used to fly miles above. I don't wanna come back down.
There's a lot of things on my mind. Stacking money like 365. There's a lot of things on my mind. Stacking money like 365. There's a lot of things on my mind. Stacking money like 365. There's a lot of things on my mind. Stacking money like 365.
Good morning, Imagivators. Well. Here we are. It's Thursday. We've been doing this for a while now. Starting to feel like a good groove. We had a great day yesterday here in Imagivate Live. What's Imagivate Live? I know we've got new folks that are coming into the stream. I know they're stacking up as we speak. Whenever we have a guest, and we got a good guest today, we know we get more new folks in. So Imagivate Live, welcome. We're glad to have you here. If you're new, Imagivate Live is something we do every weekday. We get together, we use our imaginations to excavate terrible ideas. Terrible ideas? Why, Troy, would you come up with terrible ideas? You are a professional. You are responsible. Well, hold on. Drop the attitude, first of all. Okay? Just leave that at the door. We don't do that here at Imagivate Live, first of all, okay? So you can check that right there at the chat stream. We do terrible ideas because terrible ideas, we don't get a chance to do that very often. We're too often, we're asked to come up with great ideas. Come up with a great idea. Hey, we've got to solve this problem. Come up with a great idea. And what we do is we leave a lot of good thinking on the table because we don't take a chance. We don't take a chance. We don't take a swing at the plate trying to get to something really big. Terrible ideas usually end up not being so terrible. They're just weird and different and something that we're not comfortable with. And then when we get that, who knows what might happen as we take our thinking into good territory. So welcome. You might be a creative professional too. You might be somebody who's just a straight up business person. You might be a stay-at-home person who's just trying to keep everything from collapsing like a dark star in this crazy time. So join us. If you have an idea as we're going through this, the more terrible, the better. Drop it right into the chat stream. You'll see how our sort of ongoing crew of Imagivators do this. Anything goes. Really have fun. If you want to just lurk and kind of watch, that's fine too. What I will ask you to do, though, is if you joined up to Twitch and you've got an account now watching us, follow Imagivate Live. It's an inoffensive way to kind of stay tuned into what we're doing. We've got a lot of really good stuff going on. Well, speaking of good stuff going on, I want to get right into it. We do this thing called the speed swirl, where we jump right in. We don't let our brains warm up at all. We just kind of jam right in and see what starts coming out. But before we do that, I'm going to come over to say hey to our guest. She's an acclaimed author. She is a speaker. She is a consultant. She's a professional coach. She is Sarah Singer-Nourie. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Hey, I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad to have you here. You were one of the earliest Imagivators coming in the stream very early on.
Proud to do that.
Yeah, I was oftentimes I had to admonish you for coming up with great ideas because what I was asking for, Sarah, were terrible ideas, and you kept coming up with like winners. You've learned your lesson now, though, right? Only terrible ideas in this stream.
I'm pretty awesome at terrible, actually. So yeah.
Sarah, really quick, we'll have plenty of time. By the way, folks, Sarah and I are going to hang around after the stream. Imagivate Live happens really quick. We do this in 30 minutes, so you can get on with your day, and we'll do that today. But Sarah's going to hang around with me a little bit afterwards. We do a longer, more terrible conversation together, and hope you'll stick around for that. But just maybe just give the 30-second pitch on who you are, Sarah, and why Imagivate kind of struck a chord with you.
Yeah. So I went from being a kid who hated school to an educator who wanted to like change education and do it differently and coming up with ways to do that, to working in the school systems for a long time to get teachers to teach a different way that brings all of somebody into the process rather than just teaching at people. And that led to coaching, which led to leading leaders, which now most of what I do is coaching in big group cultural change work for leaders and their teams in organizations from little tiny mom and pop shops to giant Fortune 100 companies. And it's now more than ever, it's huge because a lot of what I do is what people always talk about as soft skills, which are actually really hard for a lot of people. So yeah.
I bet. Awesome. Yeah. Well, and we've had personal and professional encounters with the coaching and stuff. And I know a lot of folks in the stream, actually, Matt Bledsoe, Thoughtworst, mentioned you yesterday. He's felt rudderless. I mean, when you met Matt, he was a mess. He couldn't interact with other people. He didn't really understand any of the soft or hard skills. And somehow you took that lump of goo and you molded him into something really special.
Yeah, and I can for sure claim all of that. Yeah.
All right. Hey, let's jump right into the speed swirl, Sarah. You know how this works. Boy, you and I were cooking up some great stuff this morning. I'm really excited about where we're headed with this. But I found this team building photo here, and I don't know if you're watching the stream, Sarah, and you can kind of like keep along with the chat. Sorry, it's all right if you can't, because I'll keep you up to speed here. But folks, what we're gonna do just to get our brains warmed up is we're gonna come up with terrible ideas for corporate team building exercises. Now, you've probably seen some of the cliches of like the trust fall and probably like ropes courses and stuff like that. Sarah, what are some that you've seen in the real world? Before we get into the terrible stuff, how can you kind of like stir up the silt off the bottom of what's happening in corporate team building?
Oh man, things where we know that vulnerability is actually a really important part of team building in real life. For real, that's a good idea. It's amazing how many terrible ways people try to get to that. Like, like let's just make ourselves as vulnerable as possible with a complete group of strangers right out of the gate. Pour out your heart and soul, big goop on the floor, and just let people have at it. Terrible idea.
Okay, that's good. Well, so as the terrible, let's see, A and Boy, welcome. Good morning, back again. Trust fall via a Teams meeting. So Teams virtual trust falls. See how well those go over. That's a terrible idea.
That is a terrible, awesome idea. I love it.
Yeah, that's great. So folks, maybe think about what Sarah queued up there with vulnerability. How terrible could we create instant vulnerability? Lose the Toot says pantsing. Just pantsing. Just right when they come in the room.
Love it.
Pantsing.
Yes.
Yep.
Love it. Yep.
Are you seeing the chat, Sarah?
Yeah,
okay, great.
Yeah.
What you see any good ones popping up there?
Password swap day.
That's a way to get vulnerable, isn't it? Password swap day. A and Boy, thank you for subscribing. Yeah. Thanks for coming in. Boy, that is a way to get vulnerable.
Everyone else just makes fun of you right out of the gate. Like pick one feature about somebody and just go to town. That's
great. Brianna Matchkey, thanks for coming in. Everyone
share your most embarrassing childhood memory. Yes. Just share all of your most embarrassing memories that make you most vulnerable, right?
Yeah, that's right. Let's see. Let's go back. We've got Baradane, 2 lies and a lie. That's a good way to get it going. Just lie the whole time, right? There's no truth in the opening session.
No, of course.
Let's see.
Stand there naked and be judged. Right. There you go. Exactly.
Stand naked and be judged.
So there was an old so I actually was in a sorority in college, and there was an old myth that went around about circle fat, right? Have you heard of this?
No.
Where everybody lines up and like the pledges have to line up in bikinis, and then the older ones go around with a big Sharpie and just circle your fat. Like, and this was like
cool. That sounds like Sisters Forever.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, circle the fat.
Terrible idea. Yes, terrible idea. Circle fat. Let's do it. Mm-hmm.
Circle fat. Okay. That might guys might be able to handle that a little bit better, I guess. Our fat's in different places though, so.
Guys, that might
yeesh. Be. Share your financial statements. Little B Fat Brain. Good morning.
Love that.
Yeah, just come in and that might actually happen with password swap day too, right?
Yeah, for sure. Fat shame one another, and then we could really just swap out any other word for fat, right? Fat shame, smart shame, intellectual shame, like sure, creative shame.
It's insert shame session. Okay, that's great. Group roast a new coworker. Group roasting. Have you ever seen that happen, Sarah, in any of the sessions?
Yeah, passive aggressively. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
That's probably the stuff that you have to be watching really closely for and like squelch out as fast as you can.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey Shkeely, change Casual Friday to Medical Gown Friday.
With the opening in the back. Absolutely.
Yep. Oh, okay. In the back. Yeah. Also combined with Circle Fat.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Matthias, we got to read the epic. Computer swap day. On Monday, you send your laptop to your office. 1 week later, they'll arrive at the office. Yes. They make a backup of your computer and install another backup on your computer and send them 2 weeks later to a colleague. After one day, they send the computer back to the office and they install the correct backups to the correct laptops and send it to the original owner.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I feel closer just reading that. Actually.
Yeah, you have to take Matthias can really get elaborate with some of these terrible ideas. It's I don't like to write them down because they're too long, but yeah, that was a long description. And English not the first language there. If it was in Dutch, could you get that down to a sentence? I bet there's a better Dutch way to express that.
I do love the progressiveness of it, right? Like progression, I should say, right? Like it's like builds over the week. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is true.
Get the interns to guess who's the oldest employee.
Who's the oldest?
Who has the thickest HR file?
Yeah.
Right?
Just start asking trivia questions about Matlock and see who answers it first. Yeah. Be like, oh, I love Matt. Oh, that was the episode where Andy went into town and browser history swap. Yep. That's good.
Swap top. Love it. That's the word.
I like the swap part of it. That's there is a lot of interesting and exciting risk. Ian Jones, guess the lie in each other's LinkedIn profile. Okay, all of it. Lies in LinkedIn. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much. There's a lot to work with there. Live stream performance reviews. Thank you, H. Keeley. That'd be a good one. Everyone swaps their medication. Yeah, we're in that swap territory. It feels really good. All right, Sarah, let's pop out for a second. I'll get back to you. I'm going to go over to take a look at the rest of the week, and then we'll get back into the crazy. All right?
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Folks, as always, thank you so much for your, really throwing it out there. It's so good to see those ideas start to just blossom and bloom, and then everybody getting on the swap train, for instance, this morning, and just see how that works. Do you see how that works? You get one terrible idea that plants a seed, and then pretty soon people are talking and thinking and like, well, yeah, what else could you swap? That's what terrible ideas do. They just get us going. Imagine if this was a start to a day where you had to come up with a tagline for a company, or you had to come up with an idea to figure out how to optimize your process at work. Starting like this can do a lot of good. All right. Well, yesterday we had all kinds of really interesting stuff. If you missed the stream, you can go back and watch the archive. I talked a lot about AI. I'm personally very interested in AI. I think we're going to keep bringing that stuff into the stream. There was some really interesting stuff that happened. But yesterday's almost most terrible idea was support sidecar, when the question arose of how can we get the AI to understand how we feel. Support sidecar, Andy Gasper, said, make them watch The Notebook on repeat until they learn how to cry. And I think that one, we all talked about how important Nicholas Sparks is going to be in the machine-driven future. And it starts with The Notebook. It ends with The Notebook. I think it all comes back to The Notebook. So great. Thank you, Support Sidecar. Second place, F+. Didn't quite get it over the line. The best idea, the most terrible idea, goes to Captain Spectra for Toilet Seat Down, Tom Clancy's Net Force. So it's a story written by Steve Pachenik. Toilet Seat Down. I TM'd that yesterday and got it into the right process to make lots of money off of that. So thank you, Captain Spectra. It's the power of the internet. That's how we do it here. All rights revert back to Imagivate Live, including the stuff that we're going to be doing tonight. It's Thursday Night Thinkubator. If you haven't made it in yet, you're missing out on a lot of really interesting stuff where we come up with ideas really quickly here, and then we just burn them. We just dispose of them. On Thursday Night Thinkubator, we hold on to them and we mold them, and we try to make them even more terrible. And in the end, we end up with a thing. And so this thing is our 100-player in-person Battle Royale card game, working on it together. We're using Miro. We're actually getting in and working on stuff. People are submitting sketches for artwork and stuff like that. If you want to just hang out and watch a project come to life like that, come join us tonight, 6:30 p.m. Well, I already introduced her, Sarah Singer-Nourie, good friend, colleague. And then this morning, talk about IP. We had a very long negotiation. The attorneys got involved. The good folks at O'Connor, Chani, and Levy sat down with us to discuss the terms of this next segment. Although while we were talking mostly about IP and rights and things like that, they were asking lots of questions about whether or not we had neck pain, and I'm not exactly sure how that works into it. But they're billing by the 12th of an hour, so I guess I'll find out on the statement. So I thought we'd come back to this question. We've asked it before. I'm going to ask it again, and we asked Sarah this morning as we were planning on this. How far are you willing to go with a terrible idea? How committed can you be? How far over the line can you take it? And Sarah, you've got a new project that's really close to being final. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
I do. Yeah. It's and it relates to the other question you asked me before, which is why do I love Imagivate, which is people get in their own way all the time. It happens with individuals, it happens for me by the minute. And it happens with teams all the time. So a lot of what I do is coach teams, and what I love about Imagivate is it helps us just get over ourselves and get out of our own way to be able to actually think. So I love that. This new project is about teams. So I've been working with teams for over 2 decades now, and there is just this thing about, oh, great team is about magic and secret sauce, and that's just bunk. Like, to me, like, there are things that you do, like it's actually learnable, actionable, practical. Nobody ever learned it. So this new project is a new book, and it's all about that. It is the set of things that are all about how do you take a group that's talented, let's just say, but not actually what you would consider an awesome team. And what do you do? Like, so what are the actual things to do? So it's a playbook of sorts. Okay. It's a collection of tools, methodology, and it's like manuscript written, art almost done, brilliant art, by the way. Don't want to mess with that. And I don't have a subtitle.
You don't have a subtitle. Don't have a subtitle. So Sarah very boldly offered up the opportunity for the Imagivators to come up with the subtitle for her book. So let's take a look over here. This is where we're going to be working on it. So the book is called True Team. You currently have a working subtitle on there, but we can kind of forget about that for the moment, right? Because that's just kind of just a holder place.
That's part of it, yeah.
So, folks, you have a chance now, and as part of our negotiations, if Sarah is able to use one of our subtitles, that actual user is going to get credit, and Imagivate Live as a team going to get credited in the book with the subtitle.
For sure.
It's now
it's idea is actually the idea. That's right.
This is a terrible idea all the way around. So, True Team. Let's see what we got. And Boy already coming in with the the postmanteau. Yeah, we are in a postmanteau world. The portmanteau of Triuum. Bring them together. Bring True Team together. That's right out of the gate. Let's start with a bad one. I don't even know if that's a terrible idea yet. Just pretty terribly awful. All right, so what do you think here, folks? We know that Sarah, you are you're not just whistling Dixie, and I can attest to this. You have real tools, you have real methodology to get in there and unlock the opportunity, the potential in individuals coming together as a team. I've seen it happen, and so that's really what the crux of this is, right? It's that when you were saying that about it's not magic, it's actual practically applicable tools that you can bring. So if that starts to spur anything, and I know the wheels, you can hear them winding up and starting to steam. 18 tools for any group of tools. Okay. Yep, here they come. You asked for it, you're getting it. Yep. 18 tools for any group of tools. Yep. Thank you, Thoughtworst. That's a terrible name. That is a terrible, terrible subtitle. What are some of the tools, Sarah? Can you kind of share, or just maybe tease them for us a little bit?
Sure. So I can give you some categories, like or situations where you would need them, like tools for when everybody in the room has an issue that needs to be addressed, but nobody's addressing it. Like, how do you do
Okay.
that? Like, I've got a tool for that, right?
Got
How
it.
do you actually help people to get past what they're afraid of and just step in and be creative with one another, for example? Those kind of things.
Okay. Good.
How
So
do you
they're
get everybody to actually, how do you call something out? All that kind of stuff.
yeah. So you have like an elephant in the room kind of thing. You got to get over yourself and get creative, kind of thinking. Okay. So we've got some that are starting to stream in here now. Dave on base 32. True team. Skills you should have learned on the playground, but didn't. Yeah, probably, right? What else do you see
all
there?
the fake teams like the Los Angeles Dodgemen. Nice. Little Beef Fat Brain, it's not magic, it's team building. Yeah, actually, that's the direction I was going. Good, terrible idea.
Oh, see, she's really going for the win.
Yeah.
Little Beef Fat Brain's going for the win. Let's see. It's not magic. It's team building. It's not magic. What else do you see there, Sarah?
Friggin' team building. Maybe it would even be worth more. Okay, like Harry Potter. Like Harry Potter, you'll hate this book. Love that.
That's good. That's good.
Little Beef Fat Brain. Again, team building isn't hard unless you haven't read this book. Nice. Yep. Cal Baby 10, what the wizards don't want you to know.
That's a really good one. And hi, Cal Baby 10. Welcome into the stream. It's good to have you here. Let's see. We've got make your false team a true team.
Yes, love that.
False to true. Yep.
Drill your team. Unscrew your performance. Terrible.
Domnation double aughts. Nice to have you in here. Drill your team, unscrew. Drill, unscrew. Nice. Very nicely done.
Oh, Dave on base 32. True team. Stop being picked last in the game of life. Love it.
There's a lot of team sort of
experience coming
thematic kind of stuff that you could do there. Let's see. Lose the Tude. Find your team truly awful. Can't get rid of them. Tools for when you're stuck with dum-dums. Awesome. Lose the Tude. You hit the word count and then went into the next zip code. So we're looking for subtitles, not intros or reviews.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we?
So we got not an A-team memoir, but lessons the A-team could have used. Nice.
Okay.
The book that the 1992 USA men's Olympic basketball team wished they had. Wish they read. Love it. Support sidecar. Thank you. Oh my gosh, these are great. We can't all be winners, or can we?
All winners, or can we? Is that true? Can you be a winner? Are you a winner on this sport that you are a team on, Sarah? Are there losers?
It all depends on the game. Some games have very clear winners and losers. Some do not. And the worst is when a team thinks that they're playing a win-lose game, but they're actually not.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that's really where everybody gets misguided, right? If they think that there's a prize at the end and it's like, yeah, no. The prize is that you guys work together. You dummies.
Yeah, exactly.
Ian Jones, I have a unique set of tools and I will find you. How well does a threat go over with a team leader?
Oh, yeah. Sarah? That's chapter 1 for sure. Right. That's great.
Yeah, that might be Ian Jones. You may want to take a look at chapters 1 through 6 on the book before you head into that direction.
Well, I'll give you a clue. Chapter 1 is actually called Safety First. So there you go.
Okay, good. Safety first, always. Especially when you're doing terrible ideas, you got to give yourself. That's part of the package, right? You got to feel like you're in a safe place. We're in a safe place. We can say crazy stuff to each other. You don't have to commit to one of these subtitles. Right? Or do you? No, you don't. We agreed that you don't. All right. Let's see. Capture a winning team. Gee Whizmo. All right.
Okay.
Guys, I know you're being nice.
Yeah.
Give us some really terrible subtitles. because I think we need to get into some terrible territory. We've just got a few minutes left, just about 4 minutes left. There's no you in team, but there is in a true team. Okay. All right. But now make it terrible. Power tools for power crazy. Okay. All right. That's getting a little bit better, right? Yep. Give us something just it's on the tip of your tongue. It feels a little funky. Throw it out there. Nobody's going to get hurt. Power tools for the power mad, the power crazy. I like that. There are plenty of power mad people out there, I would imagine, right, Sarah? Yeah. What's wrong with them? just stop with the power trips. Turning a mess around. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Wait, no. Another shiny book for your bookcase. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds about right. My real screwdriver beats your fake wand, fanboy. I mean, see, Thoughtworst is trapped in Hogwarts right now. It's a little. We got to pull him out. Get him out of there.
Meet Root is an anagram for true team. Facts that will not be in this book. Love that.
Meet Root. Meet Root.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That has to get in there somewhere.
Yeah. That actually could be an exercise. Meet Root. Everybody grab the meat root. All right. First of all, everybody grab a meat root and meet me in a circle in the center of the room. All right. Everybody got their meat root? Game-changing tips for picking a winning kickball team. Oh, that's pretty funny.
Oh,
that's a terrible subtitle for your book.
That is. It's great.
Yep.
How to convince your colleagues you're not a sociopath. Love that. That's terrible. Love it.
Yeah, sociopath trickery. I think that's
yes.
That's important in the workplace these days.
Yeah.
It just depends on how long you want to have the job.
Yeah, right. True team, slap the crap out of it. There you go.
All right, you can pick 2 more here, guys. Let's get 2 more good ones over the line. Slap the crap.
And
true team, slap the crap.
All the things you really want to say when you hear that there's a team building anything coming your way. Go ahead, just say it right now. You know it's in your head. You know it is. You know you're whispering it to the person next to you.
Well,
right?
I think there are enough people in here that know you that you wouldn't like resort to the dumb stuff anyway. So it feels like it's a bad fit. But man, I really just wanted one more that would make us be like, oof. How to do group projects without wanting to murder. Okay, Brianna, nice. Suppressing murder feelings, I guess, is that part of the book?
I think what's actually coming out now is what people really want in a book. Like that's what people really want. Like, teach me how to do that. How to do a group project without wanting to murder people on my team. Right.
Stop faking it.
Yes.
Stop faking it and start making it. Baradane trying to get into that cliche territory. Captain Spectrum, more meetings, the one thing everyone is waiting for.
Good.
True team, perfect for when you want to fall asleep. Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, go ahead and punch low.
Keep coming.
Punch low. Activities your team won't take. Being sick to miss. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Drop the toot and be real. Nice. Wait, true team on base 32. True team, no tips inside, just pre-written LinkedIn posts about teams to up your personal brand. Hashtags included.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's just a bunch of social posting fluff. The whole book.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's actually a good place. That's a good place to land. Sarah, you and I are going to we're going to continue our conversation. We'll go for about 30 or 45 minutes, folks. I hope you'll stick around in the stream. I am going to end this show so that it kind of lives as its own element out there. If you want to send friends to come watch watch Sarah get down and dirty with the Imagivate live crew. And then I'll just almost immediately start the next stream for our long conversation. Sarah, thank you so much for coming in. We'll be talking to you in just another minute. In the meantime, folks, if you want a little bit more of this, come back tonight for the Thursday night Thinkubator. We're going to be back in tomorrow morning, Friday morning, rounding out this week. And then we'll talk about what the holidays look like. I don't know. Maybe we'll do some weird stuff together. If you've got the time and I've got the time, we should be Imagivating no matter what the time of year. So, folks, stick around. We're going to get right back here with Sarah Singer-Nourie. Otherwise, have a great day.
Bad, but I like it. Like when you fuck with my mind. Like that we're wrong, can't keep it right. No, no. Poison, but we're perfect. See the revenge.